wanna do is drink beer for breakfast. All I wanna do is drink beer for breakfast.
KPAM News Time, 7:40. It's First Edition, News Talk 860 KPAM. Thursday morning at 7:40 means the First Edition Beer Geek is on the air. And for longtime listeners of this program, you know the First Edition Beer Geek has a big heart when it comes to home brewing and good causes. Let's put both together and talk to Erinne Goodell, who's the Community Relations Associate with the Lower Columbia Estuary Partnership. Erinne, welcome to KPAM.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So homebrew and a good cause. Tell us what's happening this weekend.
This Saturday at Columbia River Brewing in the Hollywood District, we are having a homebrew battle for the Columbia River. It's going to be from 1 to 5 p.m. Homebrewers are going to be at the place serving up homebrew. It's $15 to enter, and then you'll get samples from all the homebrew, and then people get to pick their choice, and the top 3 brewers will get prizes.
So how did this partnership all come about?
Well, we noticed that we had a brewery in town that has the same name as our organization, the Columbia River, so we decided to just talk to them and see what they were about. And Lynn from Columbia River Brewing is a really great person. She was really excited to help us out and partner together. Also, water, of course, is a huge important thing for good beer. You need clean water for good beer. And not only that, but hops. 71% of hops are grown in the whole country, are grown in Washington, 15% in Oregon, and 11% in Idaho. And all of those are irrigated with water from either the Columbia River or its tributaries. So if we didn't have the Columbia River, we would not have all this amazing craft beer that we have today. So it was a natural partnership to get together and have a little competition. Because
I think we're so blessed in this part of the country when it comes to the beer culture. I think sometimes we tend to take it for granted. So this is a good idea to take a step back and look at what all goes into the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be amazing to be able to chat with the homebrewers. I think I'm sure, like many people who have breweries around town, the brewer at Columbia River Brewing started as a home brewer and eventually just made the jump to do it professionally. So we're really excited to partner with them. And
the idea for getting the homebrewers involved, was that just to create a new place for them to compete and to show off what they do?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good homebrewers. There's so much creativity and so many good ingredients, and it's just amazing to be able to see what people can come up with.
So talk a little bit about what your organization does.
The Lower Columbia Estuary Partnership is a nonprofit that works on the Lower Columbia River from Bonneville Dam out to the Pacific Ocean. And we do habitat restoration projects. We do outdoor education for K through 12 students. We monitor water quality. We've also been working with Congressman Blumenauer and Senator Merkley to introduce the Columbia River Basin Restoration Act to get more money to the region for more restoration. But we really work with diverse partners. We work with industry. We work with the ports. We work with cities and counties, just to bring everyone to the table to figure out the best way to make the Columbia River as healthy as possible.
Are there any threats to the health of the Columbia River that could affect the water supply that we take for granted here in the Northwest?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we can see the climate change that is affecting water runs and fish runs. Obviously, salmon is a hugely important thing in this region. And salmon runs are endangered in the area. A lot of places have been deforested, which affects water quality. So there's just lots of things that are affecting the river. And since the Columbia River is such a big industrial corridor, over 50% of the native habitat has been changed into other uses and since the 1880s. So we work to restore some key areas, especially key areas for salmon, so that we can restore the fish runs and protect the water quality.
I think one thing that's really cool here is the beer industry, again, is so wonderful and such a part of what we do here that you have these ancillary industries springing up to support the craft beer industry, and charitable causes the same way. I mean, you have these, the many breweries here in town working with, organizations like yours just to raise awareness of an issue that necessarily doesn't have anything to do directly with the craft beer industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, it's clean water water's 90% of beer. So you absolutely have to have clean water in order to have good beer. And so, like you said, we're really lucky here to have a great water supply and a great craft beer movement. But we want to make sure to protect that and make it better and protect our natural areas.
All right. And so your admission to the, or your donation, I shouldn't say, it's a donation for the event.
Donation
goes to what?
It comes to the Estuary Partnership to support our efforts to get more people involved in the river. We do volunteer activities, and like I said, we do outdoor education for kids. So, but all $15 of your donation comes straight to the Estuary Partnership. Columbia River Brewing is just generously donating their space and their time to be able to let us do that at their liquor license to allow us to do this there. So really grateful.
It's very, very. So do you get to be there, and do you get to partake in some of the samples the homebrewers are going to be offering up?
Yes, I am definitely going to be there, sampling everything. I think the hardest thing is going to be deciding who to vote for, because I saw that some of the brews that are going to be up there's a Hummingbird IPA, a Rusty Carabiner Red IPA, a Strawberry IPA, a Pale Ale. That's only a few. And I was like, how would I decide between those? I don't know.
You got to love the creativity of the homebrewing community. We talk a lot about the beer community here, but boy, there's some really talented homebrewers in this part of the country.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have friends who homebrew too, and it's every time I get to taste their stuff, it's amazing. So.
Yeah, and not a lot of chances for them to show off in a situation where the public's invited to, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and like I said too, we'll be able to chat with them and find out about how they decided what they're going to brew and their whole process. So that's going to be really cool.
Very cool. Erinne, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Erinne Goodell, Community Relations Associate with the Lower Columbia Estuary Partnership. It is the Homebrew Battle coming up at Columbia River Brewing this Saturday, April the 30th from 1 to 5. Columbia River Brewing, 1728 Northeast 40th Avenue in the Hollywood District in Portland. And that is your first edition Beer Geek for this Thursday.